Hey, welcome back to Morning Manna. This week we're talking about peace, and we're reading the story of Jesus calming the storm. Yesterday we saw that Jesus called his disciples to sail across the Sea of Galilee, which has a reputation for violent storms. And now let's pick up our story in Mark chapter 4, verse 37. It says, "And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling." Now remember, these are experienced fishermen. They've seen it all, but even for them, this is a bad situation. And notice it says it was already filling. The boat was already filling with water. You ever experienced that feeling of already? You know what I'm talking about. Like by the time you realize there's a problem, it's already a couple of steps ahead of you. You know, like when the deep freezer somehow gets unplugged, but you don't realize it until a week later and you start to smell something funny, right? Or maybe it could be worse. Maybe you find out that your identity has been stolen and your bank account has been drained to almost nothing. Yeah, sometimes we're the ones who are late to finding out that we have a problem, and by the time we do, it's already gotten ahead of us. It's really bad. And there's something about those moments right there when we suddenly experience a flood of chaos in our lives, where we oftentimes, our knee-jerk reaction is anxiety, fear, helplessness. And I can only imagine that's exactly how the disciples are feeling as their boat is filling up with water. But the reality is that doesn't have to be our response. It doesn't have to be that way. In fact, Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7, Paul writes to the Philippians and he says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." See, the truth is, this doesn't always fix your problem, but it does change our perspective. So even when things are going wrong, we can still experience true peace. If you don't remember anything else, remember this: true peace supersedes your problems. And by the way, who said God's plan for you wouldn't include any stormy waters? Just because you experience stormy waters doesn't mean that God isn't with you. Listen, as we're navigating life, we're going to face some storms along the way, but the question is, what is our response to those storms that we face? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it helplessness? Or is it peace amidst the storm? If you're in that spot right now, if you're feeling the anxiety of your situation, can I encourage you? Seek the peace that God has for you. Remember, it said by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. I get it. It's easier said than done. It's not always easy, but I'm confident that God will meet you as you walk this out. God bless you, Manna Church. See you tomorrow as we continue this story.